Hey, Lowco sports fans, it's time to grind. Welcome to the Lowco Grind, presented by Reverence Wrestling Club, bringing you all the latest news on wrestling in the Low Country. And I am Justin Jarrett from Lowco Sports and Lowco Media, joined by George Dixon, the coach and ref. Y'all know him if you're a wrestling fan around here. You know his face well. You know everything about him. George Dixon is the man when it comes to Lowco wrestling. And, well, maybe not anymore. We got a couple of dudes that could lay claim to that title now coming in with us tonight, as well as the woman when it comes to the young woman when it comes to Bluffton or Lowco wrestling. We got the state champs, three of them: Houston Rudisil, Jada Lawrence, and then Gunnar DeGroat should be stopping by in a bit as well. Going to be great to talk with them. But Coach, you were up there this weekend. Great to see the Lowco bringing home a haul of medals, including those three state champs.
Oh, absolutely. They were wrestling lights out. They had great tournaments. A lot of fun. I got to be right at bat side for both Houston and for Jada. Their matches were right there where I was sitting, so I had a bird's eye view on their matches as that was going on, and it lights up the heart, man. It's great stuff to have our local kids doing so well, coming back with the gold, and it's wonderful for what our programs are doing, and the elevation of all of our wrestling, boys and girls wrestling, it's amazing. So.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. You can see scrolling along the bottom now, all the placers from the Lowco this weekend up in Anderson. Houston Rudisil from May River won it at 4A 138 as a freshman. So, you know, we had made a lot of claims about this is a potential four-time state champion. You can't be one of those if you don't win it as a freshman, and Houston did it. So he's got one down, three to go. Jada Lawrence won her second straight title, girls 145. Gunnar DeGroat also backed up his state title. He's got two in a row now for Battery Creek. He was first in 3A 175. The Dolphins also had two runners up and a third place finisher. Elmer Linares was runner up at 126 and Leroy Tyus at 215. And Andrew Legree was third at 157. Also finished in third, Bryce Stevenson from Hilton Head 4A 106 and Jeremiah Chavez, Bridges Preps 285 and 2A 1A. Vivian Uriola from May River, girls 125, placed fourth, as well as Antonio McKnight from Buford in 3A 138, Dylan Seaman from May River 4A 144, Ali Jenkins from Bridges Prep in 2A 1A 175, and Stefan LaPresta from Colleton County in 4A 190. So whole bunch of medalists, a bunch of kids who came just short, you know, one win away. And, you know, that's always painful. But at the end of the day, if you were there, you placed in the top 8 in the state. And there's definitely something to be said for that.
Oh, absolutely. The hard work these kids have put in, the time, the effort, in season and off season for them. Those that are doing club stuff, freestyle, Greco, off season folk style, it shows. The summer wrestling makes winter champions motto. It still holds true. If you're getting an extra time and extra wrestling, you're definitely going to improve that much more. Just like going to national duels in Virginia Beach, you're going to get in a partial season of wrestling just in that weekend. So yeah, it holds true, and it's great to see. Yeah, the three champs for sure, and all the multiple kids that made it in and got medals, placed top 4. Wonderful for them. Great for the coaches. Congrats to the coaches. The job they're doing in their rooms. Hats off. Literally tonight, absolutely. I don't have a hat on. Hats off.
Yeah, me neither. We're both chrome dominant today. Let's shout out some sponsors real quick, and then we're going to bring in some of our guests tonight. Let me get my ad reads up. My MVP sponsors of Lowco Sports: Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of Lowco Sports, and my wife. She is with the Keller Williams of the Low Country, the Anchor Home Group. She would love to help you find your place in the Lowco and put down an anchor in the best place. Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of Lowco Sports. Homegrown Home Inspections, the official home inspectors of Lowco Sports. Jan Lucas and his team will look over that home from top to bottom, make sure you're making a great investment in the Lowco real estate market. Call on Homegrown Home Inspections. Mickelson Law Firm, the official real estate closing attorneys of Lowco Sports and our original sponsors since 2017. We love Ryan and Tiffany and the Mickle squad, and the Mickelson Law Firm firm can help you with all your legal needs. And Hospice Care of the Low Country, great organization in our community, not for profit, and the only not for profit hospice care in Southern Beaufort County. And they are able to stay that way by raising funds through great events like the Yacht Hop. Tickets are on sale now for the event this year, May 18th, over in Wexford. So if you want to get on the yachts over in Wexford and enjoy some great food and beverage and support Hospice Care of the Low Country, where it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors. And now we will welcome in the state champs. We got Jada Lawrence, Gunnar DeGroat, and Houston Rudisil ready to join us here on the Lowco Grind. There they all are, the champs. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much.
Congrats to all. Gunnar, we'll start with you since you're the senior member of the panel here today. But getting number 2 had to feel good. You had a terrific season. Really, I think you only lost one match, right? And weren't challenged a lot. But take us through your season and then just take us through the feeling of being a 2-time state champion.
It was long, very long. We went to a bunch of tournaments this year compared to last year. I think I was 47-1 at the end of it, or 48-1, something like that. And that loss hit me hard. I'm not gonna lie. But I bounced back, trained hard. It felt great winning second state championship. It, like the relief of it was amazing.
Yeah, and Jada, you also successfully defended your title. You say the relief, Gunnar, and I think Jada probably you felt the same way. When you're the defending champ, when you're coming back, like you got the target on your back. So, but it didn't affect you. You pinned your way through it. Just tell us a little bit about going back as a champ and going back and trying to get a second one.
Yeah, and it was really stressful because you're going in and you've got this pressure of like still being the best, I guess, in the sense. And so there's always the pressure of like, what if I don't do it? And what if I don't live up to everyone else's expectation? But with like continuously through the years, putting the time in on the mat, I was able to go out and deliver without like putting too much of a stress on myself.
Yeah, well, that's the challenge you're going to face next year, Houston, because you got number 1 under your belt as a freshman. Just take me through the emotions of yesterday. I mean, you had this goal in mind when the season started. It was a singular focus, and you went and got it. So, what's it feel like today?
Feels pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. God's good. Everybody was pumped yesterday after I won. It really got me real happy. I seen Coach Powell and Coach Gio. They were in the corner, and Coach Powell gave me the first ever. Normally he's wants me to pin the guy, but yesterday he was stoked that I just got the backs. So it was pretty awesome. My dad was screaming, my mom was screaming, everybody was screaming.
I saw a phenomenal video of you jumping into your dad's arms. That moment had to be just unreal for both of you.
Oh, it was great. That's great.
Coach, get in there.
Houston, was that your dad's hat that he threw out in the corner?
It was.
Okay, yeah, because that was just off to my right where I was sitting, and I saw the hat come flying in. I took some video of Powell over in the corner, and when I looked back, I saw the hand and the hat coming in. So I figured that was probably your pops in the corner over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know how the hat ended up on the mat. All I know is he was screaming, and then all of a sudden I shook the Eastside coach's hands, and then I walked back, and the hat was in the middle of the mat. I was like, "Oh, I better get this off." So I slid it back. But he told me this morning he was wanting me to wear the hat. So I was like,
okay, well, yeah, we didn't get that part, but yeah, he tossed it out Frisbee style to you, and it was good stuff, and great to have the family there, obviously, giving you your support. Great job to all three of you. Gunnar, I got to ref you some this year. Houston, obviously, I had you guys a couple times and got to ref the Sharks while you guys were wrestling. Jada, did I get you any at all this year?
Yeah, you did for some of the boy stuff that we did.
Okay, all right, yeah. So, but I appreciate the opportunity to be on here with you guys tonight and giving you your props and celebration for the hard work that you put in. Houston, you got a lot more to go, buddy. You got some work to do. Stay on top. Gunner,
Sure.
appreciate having been there for a lot of your stuff. And Jada, look to see more of you too as you move along, not only through wrestling, for all three of you, but for life. So
Yeah,
Thank you.
amen. Speaking of which, Gunner, senior year, what are the plans for next year?
I'm thinking about. I think I'm gonna go to the Virginia Nationals, and the Citadel coaches talked to me, so I'm gonna go take a tour up there and maybe consider that.
Outstanding. Yeah, the Citadel is a strong wrestling program. We've had a number of guys. I know Martin Dwayne went through there, right? Did
yeah, he
Jack and
did.
Martin both go
Actually,
there, or just
yeah,
Martin?
they both went there. Yeah, both
Yeah.
went there. Alex Piper, Mauro Berea from Hilton Head, they both went there as well. Jeremiah Dunn from Hilton Head went there. So yeah, we've had some kids go through and do well. Martin is
Yeah.
actually coaching at James Island now, so he was up there in the
Oh.
corner. Coaching with James Island. So
Okay, very good. Yeah, that would be awesome if you get that opportunity, Gunner. What's is that something that you've aspired to want to wrestle in college, or is that something that has come about as maybe your career starts to come to an end and you're not done yet?
Yeah, it's kind of been on my it's been in my books, but I've kind of been going back and forth to it. Just trying to figure out finding myself. What I want to do in the future.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity that I might as well take. So yeah.
Very good. Jada, you and I talked a little before the show, but you're still kind of up in the air on whether you want to try to wrestle in college. You're kind of on the yes side right now. But one thing that people may not realize is that women's college wrestling is freestyle, whereas most high school wrestling is folk style. So we were talking about how different it is and the adjustments you've had to make. But you say you love wrestling freestyle, so wrestling in college is definitely still on the plate for you.
Yeah, I want to. It just depends on the opportunities that I get versus academic and athletic. So I'll see what my best offers are.
That's the correct
well,
answer.
you should have plenty there. The ladies have lots of opportunities now. Southeast
Yes, they
has
do.
been real strong. King's College up in Tennessee, Bristol, they're real tough. You've got Emmanuel over in Georgia, Life College in Georgia, Bruton Parker in Georgia. You've got some opportunities, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Newberry is supposed to be adding, and then you've got Presbyterian as well with the ladies program, and I think Lander may be adding a program in South Carolina as well for the girls. So you're going to have opportunities if you really want to go. We'll make it work out. We'll figure some things out.
Thank you.
There you go. And Houston, you obviously would like to wrestle in college, but you have other aspirations beyond even wrestling. You train. I mean, it's not even. You said on Instagram the other day, it's not even my first martial art. You're a kickboxer first. Tell us a little bit more about your background and your plans in the future.
Well, I did mixed martial arts before I got into wrestling, and pretty much since I was 4. And, I was pretty good at kickboxing because my dad, he started holding mitts for me and training me. And jiu-jitsu was, I could grapple with pretty much anybody in the state, North Carolina, South Carolina. And then I went to PA to wrestle, and I absolutely got smoked. And I was like rethinking, and I was like, well, Dad, the best fighters are wrestlers because they don't have to worry about getting taken down. And I was like, I think I need to start wrestling. And he was like, so he started studying film, and he fell in love with it just like I did. And he was like, well, wrestling might be the toughest martial art out of all of them. And I was like, well, might as well be the best at it when I do it. So
that's right.
Ever since then, it's been 3 years now, straight wrestling. I've been doing a little bit of kickboxing in the garage, but that's pretty much been it.
Well, I mean, if you look at the UFC these days, I mean, it's just dotted with former wrestlers, college wrestlers, Bo Nickel, and my guys from Mizzou, the Aspen guys, and it's not my favorite sport in MMA by any means. I'm more of a wrestling guy, but I love to see it as a pathway for wrestlers to make a living, quite frankly. Gunnar, is that on your radar at all, MMA?
No, definitely.
Nah.
I mean, nah.
Fair. Say no more. What about you, Jada?
No.
Nah. You're like, you guys are both like me. We love the when it's a wrestling match, but then when they start punching each other, we're out.
Exactly.
Well, kind of like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So,
That's exactly right. But Houston, definitely, I would say that MMA background has helped develop you to the toughness level that you have to be able to go out and compete against high school seniors as a freshman in hand-to-hand combat is no joke. Would you say that your toughness and just like the physicality of the way you wrestle comes from that?
I think so. Just like intensity and also just traveling and wrestling. I wrestle with Coach Blake every day. I get the old man strength put on me, so I got to try to give it to these kids how I take it at practice.
Amen to that. Hey, Gunnar, how about the rest of your teammates? You guys had a terrific show. You had 4 guys go. All 4 of them placed top 3. Just awesome stuff. Shout out you guys.
Yeah, I really want to shout out our 215, Leroy Cyrus. Yeah. The last 2 years he didn't place at all, and this year I know he definitely wanted it because he was like on top of his game at practice and always yelling at the freshmen because they were doing freshman things. And he actually wanted to place this year, and he did it, made it to the finals. And then our 157, he was actually at Beaufort last year, and he was in my weight. Yeah, and I beat him in the at lower state, and it was great to actually have him as a teammate this year because he went and got 3rd after having to wrestle Marcus Saxon in the semis, which is kind of a tough battle to win. But yeah, they definitely worked their butt off to get to where they are. And Elmer Leonard.
And then Elmer, 2 trips to the finals, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and having to wrestle Morris in the finals. Yeah. Only getting beat by 6. That's pretty good in my books because that kid's tough.
Yeah, he wrestled him tough. Tough. Yeah, 6-0, right? He fought with him. Good stuff. Jada, you were saying. Get in there. I'm running out of questions. Go.
Elmer, Gunnar being one of your teammates. Elmer's a great young man. Wonderful kid. And I always try to push this. He's going to actually referee with us next year. That's his goal. You guys are talking about what you're possibly doing after high school and going to the college scene and whatever. Elmer, he's going to put on the stripes, and we're going to get him out there with a whistle and get him coached up as a referee. So we need young people. You 3 were at the state tournament. You saw some of the referees we have. Our age at the state level, there's a lot of older guys there. We need some younger people. So I'm going to use this as a platform tonight and say, hey, if you're graduating and you're getting done with school, high school or college, it's a great way to give back to the sport. It's also not a bad way to make a little side cash. So doing a middle school match on a Thursday night, you make $150. That's not too bad. It's a little side cash, a little side gig, working a night a week, right? So for you out there watching tonight, consider it. Reach out to me.
Yeah.
If you can't find me, find
I
Justin.
Second that.
He'll find me, so.
Yeah. I second that for sure. We got some guys we're relying on in this state who can't get down on the mat and get back up. And that's not good for anybody. They don't necessarily want to be out there either.
Yeah, I love the guys that work with, but you get to a point and you don't have the mobility to get up and down. You get a bump and a bruise. It takes a little longer to heal, and you can't do what you used to do. So I'm going to reach out. I'm putting my hands out. I'm reaching out. Hey, help me out and get some younger people involved as referees. All right, on to Jada.
Absolutely.
You were going to ask Jada.
Yeah, Jada, I was just going to ask about, just about the dynamic of wrestling at Bluffton and, the growth of girls wrestling. And a lot of times you might be the only girl in the room and that's starting to change over time. But what's it been like for you in that room at Bluffton? I love Coach Nutter and the energy that you guys have in that room, but just tell me a little bit about your experience, because I'm sure it's a little different from the girls' side than it is for the guys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sometimes when you go in the wrestling room and you're the only girl there, it can be hard because you're thinking, "Oh, great, now I'm gonna have to find someone to work with, and not everyone's gonna want to work with a girl." But I feel like in at Bluffton, like I've been able to grow as a person, and they understand that I'm also there to want to become the best wrestler that I can be, and so they're like everyone's willing to work with me, and we're like a family. So everyone's like grown, and everyone respects me for who I am for the most part. Everybody makes jokes. We have another girl this year, so that was a good thing for us. She is starting out, so it's just working on building the confidence kind of thing because it's hard going out there and wrestling a guy and you're not always going to get the placement that you want. And I've been talking around school, and there's some other girls that are really interested in learning to wrestle, and so over the next year I'm hoping that I can help to grow the program overall. A lot of the girls from Reverence, unfortunately, are going to May River, so I won't have
Yeah.
those girls with me. But I think Vivian will be able to help those girls as well in that wrestling.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ella Claire will be there. She's a stud. I love that girl. But yeah, Houston. Some of your guys also placing not quite as good a day as they probably would have liked to have had. I know there were a couple guys that had aspirations that fell a little bit short. But Vivian and Dylan both placing fourth. And just I guess talk a little bit about this senior class and the leadership that they provided and just taking you into the team and what the experience was like at May River this year.
It was great. Dylan really welcomed me in. He took me by his side. He's been my drill partner all year. Yep. I forced him to come to Reverence. I was at him every day, telling him, "Come on, you gotta come to practice." And it was great. We he didn't get what he wanted. He wanted to be a state champ. He had a tough match against the Eastside kid, but I think that match helped him with his intensity the rest of the tournament because he fought back because he wrestled Devontre to go to the third and fourth place match, and he's like, "Man, the first period, these guys are always hanging with me. They're always taking me down." And I was like, "Listen, what's gonna happen. You just gotta fight every second." He went out there and he put on a show that match and stuck him I think first minute, and then the third and fourth place match, he wrestled a kid from Indian Land, and that's where we used to be from. So I knew the kid.
Right.
And I knew their style of wrestling, and if they got ahead, they would kind of stall out at the end. And he would stand up. He was on bottom for I think 2 periods, but he would stand up and he'd cut to the left, and the guy's trip to mat return him was on that side, and he'd just hang on his leg and trip him down. And he was like, I could see it. He was like, "Man, I just can't get up." And then he ended up getting away, and he was on top of the kid, and the kid was just balling up on bottom. So he couldn't really do anything, but Coach Powell didn't want him to cut him and, not be able to take him down, so he wanted to turn him, and he just wasn't able to turn him. So he was upset, but I think he wrestled great.
Yeah, man, he got in there and got a medal. I mean, that was a kid that, a couple of years ago, if you would have told him he was going to place at state his senior year, he would have been thrilled. He would have taken that in a heartbeat. So I know he's disappointed that it was fourth place, but heck of a season for him, and he's come a long way. And it's just a fun vibe over there. Powell's got a heck of a program going.
Mm-hmm. And Josh too. I know Josh didn't get to see the podium, but
yeah,
watching him wrestle, he didn't give up any. He didn't give up any slack the whole tournament.
Houston, it's one of the things you just touched on. Iron sharpens iron. You
That's right.
being there with him made him that much tougher. Him being there with you made you that much tougher. It's oftentimes that great workout partner, or really that workout partner that pushes you and makes you work. I mean, you're going to get that much better, right? Gunner, you grew up with a brother pushing you, right? So, you have that, and it helps out tremendously to elevate your game. And
champions come in pairs.
It does. So is there anybody else in your room, Gunner, that maybe pushed you a little bit?
Andrew Legree, the 57 that got third, he was actually my drill partner for most of the season. So
yeah. So
Well, you
Good
you
stuff.
you get some credit for him placing third, and Houston, you get some for Dylan placing fourth for sure. You guys get assists. Jada, who do you get to work with?
Well, I kind of just bounce around, but at club I mainly work with Vivian. At school I work with JJ,
Yeah.
but I think the person that pushed me was last year my drill partner, Siobhan. She graduated. She was
Yeah.
state champ at some point. I think she was the main force. She's the one who told me that I need to start going to Reverence, started putting in the extra work, and it's obviously worked out for me, I think.
That's Siobhan
Yeah,
Rogers,
you got to
and
give a
she's
little credit
wrestling in
not only to
college,
your
right?
coaches.
Yeah, she is. Quincy
Yeah.
University.
Yeah, in
Right.
Illinois. Yeah.
Hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's your
Good stuff.
coaches, but yeah, then those workout partners are tremendous
Hmm.
help for you as well. So
100%. It's huge. Well, hey, let's shout out some more sponsors. The varsity sponsors of Lowco Sports, DDS Web Design, building, hosting, and maintaining websites for nonprofits and businesses that get results. So if you need to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, call on DDS at ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group, serving legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and helping us continue to shine a light on student athletes and teams in those counties and across the Lowco. Reverence Wrestling Club, the official wrestling partner of Lowco Sports and the presenting sponsor of this podcast, the Lowco Grind. It's the place to be if you want to take your skills on the mat to the next level. And Dr. Ambrose Cole, official chiropractor of Lowco Sports from Rooted Living Wellness. Go see Dr. Ambrose if you want to get feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Those are our varsity sponsors who make this all possible and allow us to shine a light on you guys, the people repping the Lowco. So proud of all of you guys, and I just want to get your thoughts, each of you, a little bit on something that we've talked a lot about on this show, and that is just the close-knit family that is wrestling. And I would like to think, particularly in this area, it feels like we've got a in it together, all us against the rest of the state kind of mentality. Well earned, probably, because we kind of get forgotten down here. But each of you, I guess we'll start with you, Gunnar. But your thoughts about just the specialness of the wrestling community and the relationships that you build when you're hanging out in the gyms with the same people every weekend, and understand the struggles that each of you are going through to be the best you can be.
I think heavily about that because wrestling definitely has brought me to become friends with a lot of people. Santi Rueda, he wrestled for May River. He was a state champion his junior year, and me and him wrestled twice, and I lost to him both times. And today we're still friends. And wrestling has definitely brought me close to a lot of people, and I think it's a great thing because whenever we're at state champion or when we're at the states, I saw Josh and Dylan and Houston. We all talked to each other and said, "Come on, you got this," stuff like that. Saw Jada, congratulated her when she won, and I think it's just like close. Like as we grow, we get closer to each other, and it's like a family.
Yeah, man. Jada, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I really think that even though we're always competing against each other, we've created like a sense of a family kind of thing. Because you'll see the coaches out and they'll still be looking out for the best for each individual athlete, even if they aren't on your team. And even at states, when you'd hear at the end, we all sat together. We sat with May River. We were all in the same section as kind of like a family kind of thing. And then when you'd win and you'd think only your team would be cheering for you, you would see the other teams from the Low Country who are also in support for you as a wrestler. Because if we continue to grow as a Low Country, then we'll continue to be a threat at the state championship.
Yeah, I mean, the more hammers we got in the room, the more they can sharpen each other up. Houston, you obviously you came from Indian land down here. I would guess that immersing yourself in wrestling down here has allowed you to really, build a network of friends and family, basically.
Especially because last year I was around Hilton Head for most of the year, and this year being at May River, and all the kids I've seen at Hilton Head, they would start coming to Reverence, and when we wrestled them, I'd see all the guys from Reverence that I'd practice with, drill with, and wrestle live with, and even put extra work in. And sometimes, because I got relationships with kids on the teams, so it's like our 106 is wrestling a kid on Hilton Head that I know, and we're friends, and I'm like, you know, I want our guy to win, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, this guy, I know him too.
Yeah.
And then it sucks when we
Oh,
wrestle each other, but it makes us better. And then once we get to states and, you know, we're not on the same side of the bracket, you know, they're like, okay, you wrestle this guy. Good luck. I know what he's going to do. He's like, this guy got a good double leg. So all giving each other advice on who we're going to wrestle. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
And that's
I
why
love that
we're
camaraderie.
on the same team, but just different names.
I love that
and that's the
camaraderie.
thing. We something you said earlier, Houston, about you know, being in the sport being so tough. Your dad, you talked about it, and it's a tough sport. It builds a fraternity
Mm-hmm.
within the group because um, I've been all over the country. I've been in the airport and I bump into somebody. You see the ears, you know, and go, this guy was a wrestler. We get to talking. Well, I know this guy who he knows,
Yeah.
and but because of the hard work and because of so much effort that you
Yeah.
put into the sport, you can talk to anybody. You can see them out wherever and start talking wrestling, and it's just because they went through what you go through.
Yep.
I've been through it.
That's
Justin's been through
That's
it.
it.
We can talk to you and talk wrestling, and we go back to those stinky, sweaty, hot rooms where we wrestled and we drilled and we did our time, high school, college, and we have that inner kindred relationship because
Yep.
of the hard work and the effort and what it does take to get to that next level. And so, yeah, you will go through life like that, guys. You'll meet those people, and the kids you're talking to now, you know, you're going to keep talking to them through life because of your kindred spirit now, because of the sport.
Agreed. Yeah. And when you were talking Houston about like, oh, but I love both of these guys. That's how I feel when I'm coaching this sport, man. Like I got to coach my guy with all of my heart, but I'm telling him to do things to a kid that I care about. And so we talked about that earlier. There's nothing more important to me as a coach than when that kid comes over and shakes my hand after the match. Because a lot of times I relate to them like, hey, man, I respect the hell out of you. Or, hey, man, hell of a job. You've gotten so much better this year. You know, that's just an opportunity to say something to them that lets them know that, like, I know I was screaming for my guy to kill you a minute ago, but I love you too. Like, it's just part of the deal. But that's it, man. It's you go at it as hard as you can go for 6 minutes, and then you shake hands, and we'll do it again sometime. You know, and there's a beauty in that, definitely.
But the integrity, the integrity of the sport as well. You do it the right way,
Yep.
and you know you've done it the right way, and then you can go shake that coach's hand, and he's going to respect you because he knows that you put in the work, you worked hard, you did it right, you didn't cut corners, and it means that much more. I'm not saying there's some shady cats and some sketchy dudes out there doing things they shouldn't do, but it's part of the world. It's part of life.
Yeah.
Some of those cats are out there. So do it right. Keep your integrity and work your tails off to get what you want.
Don't have to worry about it with this bunch, I don't think, Coach.
No, not this group. No, good.
Pretty impressive. A lot of integrity in this room right now. Definitely. But one other thing I wanted to shout out was Daniel Snyder from JP2, who's been coming into Reverence. You've probably been tangling with him a little bit, Houston. He had a nice showing. He went to the national prep qualifier and made it through.
Third?
He finished, he finished third, and then Orta and Hannigan both finished fourth. They were alternates. But Snyder went to the tournament in Pennsylvania. And he pinned a Georgia State champ that he had previously lost to. I'm not sure who that was. That was the update I got, but got a dub out there. So good stuff.
Nice. Yeah,
you get to work with him a little, Houston. He's about your weight, right?
I think so. I think we wrestled just a little bit of practice before he left.
Well, maybe you made him a little bit better and helped him go get a dub up there. So good job. Well, what else do you guys want to talk about? I want to hear from you guys because, you guys been out there putting in the work all year and got your moment in the spotlight here. So, Gunnar, I'll let you just tell us something you want to talk about.
Oof.
Tell us something about yourself. We don't know. What are you going to study in college?
Well, I have to look at Citadel. I don't know what they have, but I'm not too sure what I want to do.
They
Kind
have
of
a pretty good
undecided right
engineering
now.
program. They have a good engineering program.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't like math. That's the problem.
Ooh, yeah. You better stay away from
That's a
engineering,
deal
man. They
breaker.
Yeah.
math.
Now,
Yeah.
actually, I hear Gunner. I hear you're pretty skilled with the media stuff. That that you can do that stuff. Video.
Yeah, we had a media technology class, but
Yeah, there
the
was your old
teacher,
teacher who told me. Bracken Lambert told me you used to be good at that.
yeah, it was all right.
All right. Well, I was going to see if I could get you to be an intern if you're good at it, but no, it was only all right. Jada, what do you want to talk about? Houston's probably got something.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Houston, what do you want to talk about?
I don't really know.
All right, I'll throw
See,
a prompt out. How about
I'm
this?
trying to crowdsource you guys.
Prior to the state tournament, what was your crowning achievement of the season? How about that? Before you got to state and got your title, what was your crowning achievement? What were you most proud of out of this season? Jada, you first.
Okay, I would say that it was wrestling boys in like varsity matches and actively winning. I remember I wrestled Battery Creek. I was wrestling one of the kids on Gunner's team, and I go out there and I'm in my head and I'm thinking there is no way I'm about to beat this kid. This is about to be a don't get pinned situation. And I go out there and I've been working with Coach Blake and Coach Nutter about pushing the pace and being the aggressor. And I go out there and I shoot like off the whistle, and that prompted me to win the match. And so I feel like that's what's been helping me become such a good wrestler, my ability to become more aggressive and to go off the mat instead of like being the defensive wrestler. So I think that's what I've grown with a lot this year.
Right on. Great stuff. All right, Gunner,
Great
what do you
stuff. How about
got?
you, Gunner?
I would say our improvement, not like as me as a wrestler, but our team. Like last year, we went to the playoffs and we lost in the second. Well, it'd be the first round. We lost in the first round, and this year we made it past.
Yeah, won the first one, lost the second one, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. We lost last year, and then we were able to get the first match over with, and the I don't know how to say it.
The second one came down to the wire, right? It was a battle.
Yeah, it was tough. They stayed in the battle, I should say. Like they didn't give up like halfway through. Compared to last year, they started feeling it like, oh shoot, we're about to lose, and they start like feeling doubt, and like the grind in the room was a lot better this year than it was last year. I think that definitely improved everybody, and hopefully Battery Creek will improve over the next few years.
Ought to.
Right
that
right,
nice
new
weight room should help. Yeah, Houston, what was your big one before the
Well, I know
state?
we talked about earlier about reffing, but over the summer, because I was doing freestyle and Greco, and I was doing all the local tournaments around here, the refs, they were like, oh, you should ref some matches. So I'd help out with like the little kids when they were wrestling. And I was getting kind of yelled at because I wasn't blowing the whistle loud enough. So I had to learn real fast to get right. And I ended up getting actually certified by USA Wrestling so I could ref.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say beating Spencer Cox twice at Shark.
That's the good one. Those two matches were awesome. Because before the
They
match,
were incredible.
I thought to myself, I was like, because that whole tournament, I don't know what made me go down to 32. It was just my dad was like, well, just go down to 32. You'll be fine. Just see how it is, get a feel for it if we go 32 for states. And it ended up working out. There was like 2-3 state champs in the bracket. I ended up getting Cooper Davis in the quarters. And I was like, I looked him up. I was like, this guy's a Pembroke commit. And one of my old coaches went to University of Pembroke. And I texted him and I was like, hey, this 2-time state champ, I'm wrestling. He's committed to Pembroke. And then after I beat him the first day, I was like, I texted him again and I was like, I think I beat a Pembroke commit today. So I I was texting him about it. But that was a good match. And I think the match with Sam when I lost was a real eye opener because it took the undefeated record away, which, I think meant a lot to lose like that. And then I think a couple weekends after that, I wrestled a kid from Hammond, I think Luke Martin, and he beat me. Because I was working on my bottom because I was on bottom with Sam and I was trying to grind me out. Coach Blake worked with me on getting to my feet, and I was getting to my feet a lot in the match, but he kept throwing in the leg in and bringing me back down. So it was just over and over again, and those really opened my eyes to just keep going no matter what the score was in the match. Just it's not over till it's over.
You guys want to watch Houston's finals match? I have it.
Did Preston end
You
up
can
singing
watch
to you?
Yeah, I think your mom sent it to me actually. But
Do you have the audio for it? 'Cause she was screaming.
I think so. Yeah. See, it'll just be really loud. Oh no, there's no audio.
Okay.
No, she sent it without audio. She must have been screaming a lot.
Oh, she was. She was.
So you had the kid from Eastside, right? Wyland, is that his name?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's a tough kid.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw that. I was like, oh man. Made predictions about Houston winning 4. He needs to beat this kid.
Mm-hmm.
You came through for me.
Yes, sir.
Where were you guys for this match, Jada and Gunnar? Were you Matt's side cheering him on, or Gunnar? You were probably getting ready, right? Both of y'all were probably getting ready.
No,
I was in the back rooms.
No, I already wrestled. We left. We left early.
Oh, you were gone already.
Yeah, the girls went early. They went all the way through on their bracket, on their tournament, and they finished up. And then the formats came out, and it was the 4 divisions, one on each mat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where are we at here, Houston? What's the score?
It was
the first
2-0. 2-0.
Yeah,
2-0
I was
there.
making sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't think I had.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have ADHD, so sometimes I get distracted by something shiny.
Yeah. Because when he got the takedown on me, I knew, because I watched some videos of him, and I knew his main thing on top was a Turk. So he's looking for the Turk the whole time. And I was like, I'm not giving up backs here. I was like, I'm going to get to my feet, maybe get away. But he was looking for it the whole time.
Yeah, he was.
Every time he set up, because he kept going back and forth. And, I'm not sure how legal the start was, because I might have to take some notes.
I'm not sure either.
Notes on that.
I wasn't sure either. Just looking at it on video there, I was like, he's kind of
future referee there. What do we have to have for a proper start? We have to have a head over the back, palm on the near side elbow, far side palm on the belly button, and at least a near side knee down.
Yeah, that back foot's not working for me.
No, the back foot doesn't matter. The back foot isn't anything we look at. Nope.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's good.
All you have to have is a
good to know.
near side knee down. Yeah. So the only questionable thing that may have been was as he was going across was his palm getting to the belly button. But he had the near side elbow, palm on it. He had the head over the back, had at least a near side knee down. The only question would have been on the far side was the palm on the belly button. So
there you go.
The rest
we always get some ref knowledge from Dixon on here.
Yeah, I'll throw you a little something here or there. So
I love it.
Smarter crowd's a better crowd.
Yeah, we can be more educated when we yell at you during the match.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, he was tough on top, huh?
Yeah, he was pretty tough. It was, I actually worked on that today, swiveling the outside foot and standing up because he was going far knee, far ankle.
I love how you get so specific with somebody could beat you in one little detail of a match. You're gonna go work on it until they can't. I mean, that's how you got where you are, man. That's the name of the game. Somebody exposes a weakness, you go make it a strength.
And when I was on top, I thought I got the bar in pretty easy, but he kept pulling his wrist out. and I was looking for the wrist because I was like, he's not going over. The ref stopped it 2 times for potentially dangerous when I was running it, but I think me running it like that might have messed up his shoulder a little bit. So after blood time happened, he gave me his wrist, and that's when I went to turn him. So
All right.
there was a little bit of strategy.
Chess match.
behind it.
It's a chess match.
Yep, strategy. You got to figure out what to do, how to do, and in some cases, what I used to always say was, you got to go inside and punch that button. You got to find their off button. And so, how do you get that off button? Well, you wear them out, right? So
Yeah.
break them mentally.
I felt the kid
Break
wearing
on their
down.
shoulder.
I think when I was on top, but there was one thing, my forearms, because I was constantly like gripping them, and my forearms were dead. After this period, they were dead.
Just jelly.
And then, but they called the blood time on him, and I was like, it gave me a second win too. I got my feeling back, and I was ready to go.
We're still 2-0 here?
Sir.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're cranking on him, though. We're cranking on him now.
Yeah, you had good pressure. Yeah, you had good pressure on him. Hip pressure, and you were working him over. Like I said, you're working those shoulders over pretty good.
Shout out to Coach Myers from Hilton Head for the comment and the kudos to you guys, because certainly couldn't agree more. 3 well-spoken and respectable kids. As we know, the sport kind of instills that in you. There's a humility and discipline involved that just you get a few that are cocky, but for the most part, it's some pretty humble kids involved in this sport, because you don't go your whole career without getting humbled. It just doesn't happen.
And here, I believe you got a reversal on him, started on bottom, and worked up to get on top, right?
Yes, sir. I think that was one mid-match adjustment I made, because I seen he was lining up on the far side, and right when he went to set up, I swiveled my left foot out just because I was like, I know he's going to go far knee, far ankle. And I was able to hit a switch on him and, hook the leg. And I was looking for a Turk, but I tried to hit his move on him. So it didn't work out. And everybody, they were all screaming. They were like, cross face, cross face. But my arm was underneath his leg from when I went to switch him, and he was pinching. So I couldn't get my arm out until the ref gave 2, and then he let go.
Facts. RWC studs. It's not by accident that there are 3 champs here. All train at Reverence. They got a good thing going over there. All right, so we're still knotted up.
Yep, 2-all.
And if you remember Houston saying earlier that Coach always wants me to pin people, but he was just happy that I got the backs. I think we know what's coming next.
He would get upset at me because he didn't want me to get the 6 points for the team, and he was like,
right,
gotta pin him. And then he did the same gestures he did when he was upset at me, but it was good this time. So I was looking for that.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I remember that one in the playoffs. I remember the one against Lugoff where you were up 14-0 or 14-2 or whatever, and he said, if you take him down, you got to pin him.
Yep. So I got one of those, and I was like, my whole goal was to get that, but him happy that I'm winning.
There we go.
Well, strategy-wise, a duel, you're looking for the points for your team. In a tournament, you get the W.
That's all. Survive and advance. Man, you almost had to count there. Almost had to count there. Getting the tilt. There it is. There it is. Yeah, baby. There he is. There he is.
Yeah. Right there. Where you punch there.
That's the signature PAL celebration, the air punch.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
Even more exciting because you got it right at the end of the period.
Awesome stuff.
Because at the break, when it was blood time, I went to the corner, and they were like, you just got to keep him down for 20 more seconds. And I told him, I don't know what made me tell him, I think it was the Holy Spirit that told me. I was like, I'm putting him to his back. I just said it to him. I was like, he's going to his back. I don't know why I said it, but I just felt it. And,
because you didn't want to go to overtime. That's why.
Well, no, I was ready to go. After that break, I was ready to go because I knew they were like, you could ride him out, you take him down in overtime. But I was like, he's going to his back. And that wrist, as soon as the whistle blew, he gave me that wrist. And the whole match, he was fighting it away. And at one time, he gave me the wrist, and that's when I hit the roll through.
Nice stuff. Did you guys enjoy watching that, Gunnar and Jada, since you didn't get to see it in person?
Yeah.
Of course, I was trying to peek over to watch the match. Like I kept going in and out, trying to see like what the score was and stuff. But yeah, it was definitely a tough match.
Yeah,
Awesome
I was getting live updates from like Vivian, and I was checking the score on track, and I like saw the 2-2, and we're like, this is gonna go into overtime, isn't it? And then it was like the last few seconds, like 3 backs. He's won. He's done it.
It's also a horrible feeling trying to follow a wrestling match that you can't see because it doesn't tell the story. 2-2 in the third period doesn't tell the story at all. You have no idea what's going on. So no, it's not the same. But no, that was good stuff, man. Really proud of all of you guys bringing home state titles, and like Coach said, I understand I didn't ever win a state championship, but I understand the commitment that it takes to get it done, and it's incredible stuff. And we're really proud of you guys for repping the Lowco this weekend and bringing home the gold. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Way to go, everybody. Wonderful work.
Thank you.
Well, we'll let y'all get on with your nights, but we appreciate you coming on and taking your moment in the spotlight. Well earned, and we look forward to many more great things from you, whether it's on the mat or off.
Sir, thank you for having
Good
me.
night, y'all.
Thank you.
Good night.
See y'all later. Great to talk with our 3 state champs, Jada Lawrence, Gunnar DeGroat, and Houston Rudisil. And Jada's got a shot to get one more. She can make it 3. And then Houston, he's got a shot. We've never had a 4-timer around here, have we, Coach?
Nope. We've had 3-timers. Hilton Head's had several. Back in the day, Scott Moody at Hilton Head was the first 3-timer in the area. And so, yeah, we've had I think there's been a 4-time finalist, but I don't think we had any that were we didn't have any 4-timers, but we've had multiple 3-timers.
Well, Houston got the toughest one out of the way. Although it seems like it's always junior year that trips people up for me. I always think of junior year.
It is. They get kind of relaxed and, I'm in my groove and whatever. And they have that letdown, that, whatever it be, the mental letdown. And that junior year catches them. Yeah.
Speaking of 4-timers, JJ Peace got his 4th for Cane Bay.
JJ got his 4th. 31-second pin. It was a 31-second pin. I mean, he just went out, Somerville kid, and grabbed him, stacked him up, boom, match over. Amazing work for him. And it's just, he's, again, one of those great kids. He's out there going all over the country, getting in the mat time in the off season. And it shows in his work, but again, great kid. I guess I can announce this now. It's been approved. The National Hall of Fame recognizes a Dave Schultz Award winner for each state. The male athlete is JJ Peace this year for South Carolina. June is the
June Welch.
Tricia Saunders. What's that?
What'd you say, June?
June Welch. Yep.
Yeah, that's June Welch.
Yeah. She's the Tricia Saunders Outstanding Female Wrestler of the Year for South Carolina.
Yeah,
and,
she's outstanding.
Great. I mean, she's got so much good stuff going. First female to win a title in the men's division at the state tournament. Multiple placers. She's now a multiple time female champion as well. And 4.0 GPA. Member of the tennis team. She works with the youth wrestling team. She's got all kinds of community outreach stuff that she does, and just an all around that title for the Tricia Saunders and the Dave Schultz Award winners It's about your well-rounded person,
Right.
not just your
Yeah.
wrestling, but everything, your grades, your community service. And she is the epitome of that. She really stood out for that. So congrats
I
to
have a
both of them
feeling.
as well.
I have a feeling Houston Rudisill may be a strong candidate for that one day. He seems like
Yeah,
he's
his
on the path.
yep, he keeps the grades up, gets in the community service stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, he
Well,
will
he's already
definitely
a
be
USA Wrestling certified ref. So
exactly one more positive thing on his resume. So we'll take that
outstanding.
every time. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, let's shout out all of these placers one more time. The three champs who were just with us: Houston Rudisill from May River, Jada Lawrence from Bluffton, and Gunnar DeGroat from Battery Creek. The runners-up: Elmer Linares and Leroy Tyus from Battery Creek. Third place finishers: Bryce Stevenson from Hilton Head, Andrew Legree from Battery Creek, and Jeremiah Chavez from Bridges Prep. And the fourth place finishers: Vivian Ariola from May River, Antonio McKnight from Buford, Dylan Seaman from May River, Ali Jenkins from Bridges Prep, and Stefan LaPresta from Colleton County. Outstanding work, all of you. And even those who fell short, I mean, just tremendous season to make it to the state tournament is quite an accomplishment. No reason to hang your head. Being there was something that hundreds and hundreds of kids in your weight class in the state would have loved to have the opportunity to do, and they didn't make it. So hold your head high, and if you got another year, get back in there and get you a medal next year. That's all you can do. Get on the mat this summer. As coach says, summer wrestlers make winter champions. Get in there and make it happen next year. And hopefully we'll have many more medals coming back to the Lowco next year. The Lowco Booster Club helps make all this possible, and the Lowco Booster Club consists of the Court Lifestyle Pros. Daniel and Debbie Court are Lowco natives who want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. They're with Charter One Realty. Revive Rehab, Women's Health, and Pelvic Floor Physical Therapy. Great place for postpartum care. So if you have a friend who's having a baby, a great gift might be a gift card to Revive Rehab. Eagle Creations, they have promotional items and custom apparel, as well as custom gift baskets and a great showroom over on Argent Boulevard to see all the stuff they can do for you. So go check out Eagle Creations. Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. They got great conversation over there, and Jay's son's a wrestler, so they're often talking wrestling over there. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Chris Odom will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you, and it doesn't matter the surface. As long as it's not a dirt floor, he can get it clean. Prime IV Hydration and Wellness. Go see Max and the team over in Belfair Town Village and get juiced up with all of your vitamins and minerals in your IV drip. That's the Lowco Booster Club. This is it for wrestling season, Coach. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that high school wrestling season's over, but certainly there's going to be much more wrestling happening out there on the circuit, and we'll be keeping up with them. Get Coach Blake in here to update us on the Reverence guys, and maybe somebody from the hangar will hop in and tell us what's going on over there. And we'll keep an eye on things. I'm sure you'll keep me posted if people do big things on the wrestling scene, and we'll be able to.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
we're also
we'll be
going
in
to
Virginia Beach. We'll be in Virginia Beach. So, Gunner's talking about going up to Virginia Beach for high school nationals and HSCAs. So I'll be up there for that, and hopefully see him there. We'll keep keep a check on them, and we usually see a lot of the Reverence kids up there. We'll keep an eye and chat with Coach Blake while he's up there, and the kids, and we'll say hi to them. And I'll be up there doing video reviews, and they can find me on the mezzanine up above, hiding behind the black curtain like the Wizard of Oz, and we'll be doing our thing. And but I'll look for them, and I'll let you know what we got going on up there.
Right on, man. Well, we'll keep it going on an as-needed basis through the off-season. And we are also looking for a sponsor for the MMA and other combat sports side of things. So if you know anybody who would love to help us continue to grow this podcast, keep it going, and add some MMA and other combat sports into it, let us know. We would love to add them as a sponsor and continue with the Lowco grind year-round, not only on wrestling, but also MMA, and martial arts and what have you. So shout us out if you got somebody in mind for that. Otherwise, we'll be back when there's more wrestling news to report on here in the Lowco. Thanks so much to everyone who made it possible this season. Thanks to the state champs for jumping on with us tonight. And a huge thanks to Reverence Wrestling Club, because honestly, I mean, I had the idea to try to get a wrestling podcast going. I said, look, I'm not in any business to be taking on another unpaid job. I got plenty of those as it is, but I really want to do this. Can we get some support? And Reverence stepped up and said, yes, this is exactly what we need to grow the sport in our area. And we appreciate them seeing the vision that we have and sharing in it and supporting it. So if you know others who want to get involved and help us continue to grow this thing and start more niche podcasts on various sports, continue to shine a light on kids in the low country who are doing big things, repping the Lowco, please get in touch with us, locosports@gmail.com, or my phone number is published all over the place too, 843-540-9394. Shoot me a text. I'd love to talk to somebody, anybody who wants to help us make this thing bigger and better. So thanks, Coach Dixon, so much for jumping in and becoming the go-to co-host. Nobody better to talk about wrestling in the low country. You love it as much as I do or more and care about it more than anybody I know. So you've been the perfect co-host. It's been a blast, and we look forward to seeing everybody real soon. So for George Dixon and our producer, Wes Kerr, love you, buddy. Appreciate you. And till next time, go Lowco.